We're joined by Niamh Algar, actress who has 3 projects coming up in the Dublin Film Festival. Pebbles and Gone are 2 short films showing on Saturday, February 25th, I was going to say, and Without Name is a feature showing on Saturday the 18th. What's it about, as much as you're allowed to say? Like, kind of what was it's been showing at like Toronto Film Festival, London Film Festival. It's getting a general release at some point in April.
It is directed by a talented filmmaker called Lorcan Finnegan, whose short film Foxes won the ADIFF a couple of years back, and Without Name follows the character of Eric, who's a land surveyor who's employed by these kind of shady corporation to go in and survey and document this large, vast piece of land in the countryside. It's non-specific, so it's not kind of set blah in Ireland.
Can you tell us where it was shot?
Yeah, we shot in Glendalough. It was a really beautiful shoot. Like, every day you were kind of walking out onto set and it was just the scenic surroundings, and you're eating lunch and you're down by the lake. So it was a stunning setting.
And I suppose the movie does look stunning from the trailers and stuff. I mean, I think that seems to be a big part of the acclaim it's getting around the world, is that visually it just it seems to be a really high standard. Was there any particular approach they were taking in terms of getting the shots so good, or was it just what they were doing to build the atmosphere the script was calling for?
They hired Piers McGrail, cinematographer.
Oh yeah.
He's another incredible Irish talent to have in Ireland, and he's a magic man with a camera.
And
so,
is that a big thing, the relationship between the actor and the cinematographer, or is it more just sort of camaraderie on set?
I suppose it differs from project to project, because you could have cinematographers who, you know, are quiet and don't really want to interfere in the actor's process, and then you'd have ones that would be fairly hands-on and would physically move you to different points in a scene while you're in character and you're, you know, saying your lines. But yeah, I think you kind of, it's like you absorb them, and then once you've done that, they disappear and you're able to be in the moment, you know.
So when it comes to Without Name and the character Olivia you're playing, like, what was your in for the character? Like, how did you approach with it, or what's going on with her in the film?
So Olivia is the land surveying assistant to Eric, and she arrives in after he is finding it difficult to do the job by himself. She's a student and she's working on a thesis at the moment, and early on we begin to realise that there's a relationship. They're more than just work buddies.
Yeah, you know how these land surveying gigs go.
You know how these land surveying gigs go. We went to land surveying school, actually.
Really? Far along?
Myself and Alan McKenna, who plays Eric, we did it for like a day in Film Base, actually. We had a land surveyor.
They invited them into Film Base?
Yeah. They came in with like their theodolites and their land surveying equipment, and we had to take it extremely serious. So I was able to work everything, like the theodolite. And now there's probably like engineers listening to me at the moment going, she knows nothing. But
just screaming at you. No, write into us if you have any corrections to make.
But yeah, like all the equipment that we were going to be using in the scene, so we didn't want to stand there and be holding the theodolite upside down. So we got there. I was there for the whole day learning all about this equipment, and then the guy he's like, so who are you playing in the film? And I was like, oh, I'm playing the land surveying assistant. And he handed me like this stick with like a black and white little mark at the top of it, and he was like, you're going to be holding this, that's your job. So yeah. I know, but I would know how to, you know, survey any land now.
Do you think it would be a nice job, because you're working outdoors and going to these like weird locations you wouldn't see otherwise? Would that be a thing to do?
Yeah.
Right, so
I'm going to give up acting and become a land surveyor.
As a fallback.
As a fallback.
The plan B is to keep the parents happy, yeah. No. Yeah, no, so I mean that can make sense if the land surveyors, they're working alone together, isolated and stuff. So stuff would happen, but there's also it's about the psychological suspense about the forest starting to seem a bit sinister, or
you begin to realise that. You begin to realise that Eric, he's been affected more so by the surroundings. and she's aware of this, and it's becoming apparent to her that there's something wrong with him, and events unfold.
And so it seems to be a kind of environmentalist undercurrent to the movie, or it kind of deals with these
Yeah, they're
themes.
calling it, what was it, Vanity Fair called it a eco-thriller.
Yeah, so without name, sort of eco-conscious thriller, then playing at the Dublin Film Festival on the 18th.
Yes.
You'll be there, so...
I will be there, and Alan McKenna will be there, and the director, Lorcan Finnegan, will also be there, and Brunella.
Sounds great, and it'll also be out in the cinemas in April, so...
Apparently so, yeah.
What can you tell us about these two shorts you worked on, though? Because they're playing as part of the third shorts programme at the Dublin Film Festival the following Saturday on the 25th. So you're appearing in Pebbles and Gone. What can you tell us about Gone?
Gone is a drama set in Dublin, and it's about a character played by Ryan Andrews. And he returns back to his hometown after the loss of his mother to sell the family home, and while he's there he encounters an ex-girlfriend of his played by myself, and events unfold. Mm-hmm. And it's just him trying to reconnect with his past and deal with his past, basically.
So how do you approach a project like that, where the characters are meant to be like sort of going way back? Like how do you build rapport with the other actors quickly for that kind of project?
We did a few days of rehearsal. So myself and Andrew and Patrick, we rehearsed for a few days before filming, and got to know one another. And I think it was also down to the casting in which Patrick casted. So we just kind of clicked straight away.
And do you often get time to do that in film? Have a lead in for a rehearsal?
The projects I've worked on, yes. Apart from, I did a film with Stevie Russell, and I was sent the script while I was in Toronto. So I shot that the day I came back. So there was no time for rehearsal, but sure, we didn't need it.
Like, were you right off the plane and then on to set?
I did, yeah. But the character was kind of meant to be dishevelled and tired looking, and I nailed it with that, like, jet lag. Jet lag look.
Out, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
And you actually flew in this morning as well, to come straight to this interview, so I appreciate that.
I love flying. I'm terrified of flying. I do, yeah.
It was Pebbles sounds like a really interesting concept, because it was about a couple who they've arranged to meet in a hotel room. And this was an arrangement made like from 50 years previously. Have I explained that terribly? Or
no, that's
what's
correct.
That about?
Yeah. So Marie Mullen and myself play the same character, just 50 years apart. A girl called Ruby Walsh, and on the day of their engagement or their honeymoon, they make a promise to meet 50 years from
that day. From
that day in the same hotel, and no matter what. So that's all I can say without giving away.
Well, I mean, so there are scenes with Marie as the older you. I mean, that's the first thing. You're working with this other actor. Like, are you playing the young her, or is she playing the old you, or is that the wrong way of looking at
it? No, because we didn't actually. We never watched each other on set. Funnily enough. And I think Johnny Shaw, the director, kind of wanted to keep it that way. So, because otherwise you could be influenced either way by each other's performance. So I never looked at her performance because my character never would have known what she was ever going to turn out like. So
yeah, people change a lot in like 5 years. So you can imagine 50 years. It probably wasn't that much of a I guess what I was thinking of was Looper, where Joseph Gordon-Levitt is playing the young Bruce Willis, and he was saying he watched loads of like Bruce Willis films from the 80s because he was trying to get his mannerisms down and stuff. So like it wouldn't like for this story you wouldn't need something like that precise where you're trying to mimic each other's tonality or anything.
No, and I think also there are different places in their lives, so that would influence how they're going to react.
So were you on set with her at all, or?
Yeah, we did. We shot for a week, and I was there all the time she was there. So because we'd have to, the scene setups were the same, so to cover time.
Wait, so the crew would like set up a shot and one set of actors would come on and then another?
Yeah, because we shot it in the Braehead Hotel, and I'm not sure if you've ever been to the Braehead Hotel, but I'd say every person in the Irish film industry has shot there at some point. But it is like a hotel stuck in time. So it was perfect for the film.
Yeah, so that was a good experience working on that with those actors then.
Yeah, Marie is amazing. Such a lovely, lovely woman.
Those sound very interesting. Those are on It's Gone and Pebbles. They're both part of the short film program 3 at 25th of February. I think I got that right. And Without Name is showing on the 18th. So, people should absolutely catch you in those. I think what was great about Without Name is that you were able to go to the Toronto Film Festival, which is like one of like the 5 big ones like globally, and then London shortly after that. Can you tell us what it was like going to those, or Toronto, say?
Oh, Toronto's massive.
Massive, yeah.
It is, yeah. Like, I remember because we were like, obviously we're staying in Toronto, and I remember like just the day of the premiere, waking up and feeling a bit like, oh my God, this is happening. This is real. Because we'd like flown in, we'd gotten in, we went to there was like a film board party that was happening, and when you're jet lagged and you're excited, you don't sleep. Well, I don't. And then I didn't sleep at all. And then it came the day of the premiere, and I was just trying to like relax and just enjoy it all. And I rang my sister and I was like, I don't know what's wrong. I can't sleep or anything. And she's like, just do something different. Just take your mind off it. Turn on the telly. Is there a telly in the room? And I was like, yeah. She's like, right, turn that on. I turned it on, and it was like highlights of the Toronto International Film Festival. And it was like Ryan Gosling and, Scarlett Johansson walking the red carpet. And that's like right outside the door. So it's just amazing. Yeah.
And I was very jealous because you got to go to some of the world premieres of the Oscar contenders. Like, do you get those when you're attending the festival, when you have a film at the festival, or did you just book them because you're going to be in Toronto?
So how it worked at Toronto is that you're given up to a certain number of passes to go to films, and then you have to. So obviously, to your own film, you get passes, so you don't have to book.
That seems fair.
It seemed fair at the time. I know. And then you just tell your point of call at the festival what films it is that you want to go see. So I was lucky enough back then to see Loving with Ruth Negga, and it's amazing.
Yeah, no, she's at the time of recording, it's just been announced that she got the Oscar nomination for that. That's great news. I think like I've been and like she's been working for a while as well, and like on a lot of Irish film industry projects. And I think about 10 years ago we were studying The Crucible in school, so I saw her do it in the Abbey, and just for like as far back as that, for her to be in this project now, which sounds I kind of hate that their names were Loving, because it's almost as if it was to set up for an Oscar bait movie, and it's about them being married and loving, and I don't know, sometimes the universe just seems like it is conspiring for Oscar bait movies to be made, or the Oscars are secretly controlling the universe. I'll talk to you about this off mic. I think I will. Is there an
assassination of a president called Trump, and someone's going to make a film about that?
Fingers crossed. Wait, what were the ones you saw in Toronto then, aside from Loving?
I saw Loving, La La Land, and another film called Una, which isn't in contention. I don't think it's even been released yet.
And it's not Irish, is it?
No.
It's a very Irish sounding name, so.
It's based on the play Blackbird, which all kind of took place in a room.
That sounds familiar, yeah.
Rooney Mara plays the lead, and Ben Mendelsohn. Yeah. So it's brilliant.
Speaking of presidents getting assassinated, that is a terrible segue, and I do apologize. But Jackie as well would have been what? Like, have you seen that more recently, or was that the?
I did. I saw it yesterday.
Okay, yeah. No, I was wondering if we could talk about that actually, because basically we have. With the Oscar nominations coming up, I kind of think so. We have Ruth Negga and we have Natalie Portman, and to be very fair, Natalie Portman was a fantastic performance, and it really makes you. It's just a great look at the impact the assassination has. So I shouldn't be glib about it, because like Natalie Portman really makes you feel for Jackie Kennedy. It was a real great performance. Yeah,
I didn't. Obviously, I knew about the whole assassination of JFK, but I didn't know anything about. I didn't know much about Jackie, and it's like shot like so. Jackie is like. It has that real claustrophobic feel about it. It's so shot so close, so there's like no room to hide as a performer. But it completely centres on her. She's carrying the entire film. on her shoulders.
And it's so intense, like really intense stuff she has to act. And I think, I don't know, when I saw the poster and I just thought, oh, this is like a mom movie. This is just about like Jackie and just how lovely she looked or something. But like, no, it's like a really properly deep sort of intense drama about what she was going through. And I've heard actors talk about how, like, and especially on historical films, when there's the costume or the set, or in this case the wig, that does help a lot. But also, I know, are these kind of things the actor would have much input into in terms of the costume and how they look, or is that a thing that's out of the actor's control and you're just kind of accommodating?
In general, just
yeah.
I think, well, like, you know, you go on to a production and obviously you have your costume designer who are amazingly talented at what they're doing, and they've obviously read the script and made their creative choice in collaboration with the director's vision. But I think there is some leeway in, you know, talking about what the character might be wearing, or but see, are we still talking about Jackie?
Yeah.
But yeah, but that's so, like, her dresses and everything were so iconic.
Yeah.
So I don't think Natalie Portman was like, no, I don't think that dress was pink. I don't like it. Pink Chanel. No, let's go with green.
I think Jackie would have done this instead. It was just like, well, no, there's footage of her doing this. I think we should do it this way. No, she doesn't seem, I don't know, pushy like that, I guess. I don't know. I mean, there'd be, who else is up for Best Actress, actually? Emma Stone for La La Land.
Emma Stone for La La Land.
What do you think of La La Land?
I liked it. I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought that
I want to do a musical where there's singing and
you
dancing.
Do?
Yeah, who doesn't?
Yeah. I suppose people who are self-conscious about singing and especially dancing, or just people who feel like they wouldn't be good at it. I mean, have you done a bit of that? I did see, it might have been part of your show reel, but you did a scene Oscar Isaac did in Inside Llewellyn Davis, where he's auditioning with the guitar and you sing the whole song and everything. So,
you did, yeah.
Yeah, it was like what was it like, sort of preparing something like that, where it's not just about the performance, but it's the musical aspect as well?
I think with music, it's another outlet of just getting lost within a character. So I trained in singing when I was young, and I was part of choirs and musicals and things like that. So I had some sort of training. But I don't know. What are you trying to convey when you sing? You know, I think it's just another form of performance.
Yeah, no, we definitely feed into whatever the character is doing, and I think I found when Oscar did it and when you did it, both times there was a kind of a sense of the song was over and there was a release of it, and then it's the I don't see this selling, and the kind of sinking in of this disappointment is kind of. It's great where, I suppose if it's a scene like that where it is letting a performance play out in full and then you get into the reaction after that, it's just that can help with sort of getting into the moment of a scene, I suppose. Yeah. I would just imagine on something like La La Land where it's not just about the singing and what that says about the character, but there's all this other million extras in the background doing all the coordinated dance and stuff. So, I mean, to stay focused in that kind of environment where there's so much going on must have been incredible for them.
Well, they had like months of rehearsal.
Yeah. I'm thinking of that first scene on the motorway where there's like a million of them in the cars. But that song is all about being in Los Angeles and trying to make it. So that's kind of where you're at now with London, isn't it? It's like kind of like it's something
I jump
very
out of cars
relatable.
when I start singing.
You get arrested. It's like, no, but I suppose that sets the tone for the movie, and then there's the vintage titles and everything. But I guess that's kind of, it's probably why the movie is resonating so much with people, is that idea of wanting to be an actor or a musician or whatever, and then going to the big city and trying to make it. It's something that's been done so often, but they keep coming back to it because so many people, and they would have a story like that, I suppose. So yeah, so we're talking about Emma Stone being nominated. There's this scene where she's in an audition and breaks into song, and it's just like that was a really powerful scene, wasn't it? It was like,
she can sing, right?
Yeah. I was like, I was kind of, there are other scenes in the movie where she's going for an audition and it is just the audition and she's cut off in the middle of it, and I was just kind of wondering, like, what's it like for an actor watching those scenes?
They're very close to the bone. Yeah. Like, yeah. Oh, a friend of mine, he was living in LA. He's back home now, but he said, like, I was like, is it like that in LA? Is it, you know, is it get that cutthroat? And he's like, multiply those scenes by like 4, and then it's near enough the same.
Even worse than that, like, oh. Because you'd be preparing so hard for an audition because you're a professional and you're driving like however long it takes to get there, and it's for like flight attendant number 4 in a Vincent Diesel movie or something. And I call him Vincent Diesel because Vin Diesel is obviously a stage name. But the point is that kind of if you're in an audition and it's just such an intense thing where you're trying to just give the best performance you can, but they're like not interested, or they're just trying to get through people really quickly. So I can imagine that that's very demotivating for people who get into acting, and the movie gets into that a bit. But I mean, how do you approach auditions? Is maybe where I'm going with this, because it's kind of, it just seems like such an intimidating part of the process.
Right. Yeah. I think be prepared. You know the text inside and out. Like with me, it's like I go in and I used to, at the beginning, we used to go in and be like, I have to get the job. Like, I have to get this. And that's all I was thinking about in the room. And then it was just such a waste. It was like such a wasted energy, because that's all you're thinking about. And then you come out and you go, God, I was given the opportunity to go in there and do a scene, and I didn't enjoy it. And I was like, why didn't I enjoy it? And it's because you're just thinking about the end goal. So I was reading a book, Bryan Cranston's bio. If anyone's reading it, it's very good. But yeah, he talked about, it's just like serve the text and enjoy the process. And just, yeah. And then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you get the job or not. Well, it does. But if you're given the opportunity to go into an audition and just lose yourself, do it, and just enjoy it.
Would Bryan Cranston be one of your favourite actors then, or who are some of the actors and actresses you'd look up to?
Female actors, I would say Kate Blanchett, Meryl Streep. Oh God, there's so many. Charlize Theron. Who's your favourite actors?
My favourite actors? I like Hugo Weaving, just because he's been like the performances like Agent Smith or Elrond, where it's over the top, but it's like it's brilliant. And it's like, or that's the thing I have for actors. There are ones who are fearless to do stuff that's ridiculous, but it works for whatever movie they're making. So like Willem Dafoe would be an example of that, or Ava Green, who I adore. I just think she's they can do these scenes where like they go so far over the top they can't see the top anymore, and it's just kind of sometimes it's fun when other actors can do that. But yeah, but then there'd be actors who like my favorite film is Boys Don't Cry, and Hilary Swank is incredible in that.
Oh yeah.
Because like I'm just I'm watching that movie and I'm not thinking of it as Hilary Swank. I'm thinking of it as a boy, and which is what the movie is meant to get across. So she won an Oscar for that, and it's just it blows me. So did we look at all the Oscar nominees? Actually, were there any other ones this year that stood out to you?
Oh, Casey Affleck in Manchester by the Sea.
Yeah. Is that good? I haven't seen it yet.
Have you not seen it?
No, I've heard it's like slow paced, and Silence was like that, and I didn't like Silence, so I was kind of like, if Casey Affleck's like brilliant in it, I could go see it. And I was like,
yeah, it's not slow paced, and like
stuff happens in
it. Yes,
quite,
things happen.
Yeah,
it's not like
in Silence,
like a guy sitting on a table. No, he's amazing at it, because I was like, what was the last thing I saw Casey Affleck in? Was it Gone Baby Gone?
Yeah, that would have been years ago. Yeah.
He's just brilliant in everything. And hasn't done a huge amount compared to, I suppose, his brother Ben.
Didn't we also Michelle Williams got nominated for Manchester by the Sea as well?
She's brilliant.
She's like, what was it about her performance that's kind of caught people's attention?
I don't know. She's just phenomenal. She's stunning in it. Like, it's the emotional truth that comes through, and you're not seeing someone act, you're just seeing someone be in that scenario. I can't go into it without explaining what it ruins.
Yeah, it sounds like that kind of movie where the story mechanics are very important, but they just nail the scenes they're in. So that seems to be one of the front runners, along with La La Land. And
I think he'll get it.
Moonlight. Casey Affleck will get it.
Yeah.
I'm torn about if I see it, I might agree with you, but at the moment I'm kind of Ryan Gosling's a nice lad. Maybe he's won the Golden Globe. It might go to him, but I'm also a big fan of Viggo Mortensen, and he's nominated for Captain Fantastic. Did you see that?
No.
Captain Fantastic was great because it was him as a dad, but he's raising his kids in the wilderness, so he's like teaching them survival skills and self-defense and like really advanced stuff. So, but he's not sending them to school or anything. But on the other hand, he's homeschooling them to quite a high standard. But the movie's all about like whether he's being abusive to the kids or is he striking the right balance as a father. And I just think Viggo Mortensen's an incredibly powerful actor and like a good role model for men as well. I think he's like a really nice guy. I don't know if role models have to be male or female for like or that's important, but I just think as given who the president of America is, maybe there's a time for more people like that where it's just like you see how sound they are. I would hope that Viggo Mortensen wins, but I think at the moment it seems to be like Casey Affleck. It would go for him.
Actually, yeah. Well, I haven't seen all the films, so I can't make.
Have you seen Moonlight?
No.
Yeah, because that's the other one that's like.
Have you seen it?
No, but it's like that Manchester by Sea and La La Land are the ones that are meant to be front runners. So, I kind of I'd stopped regularly reviewing movies about a year ago. I saw a film called Batman versus Superman, and I thought I don't want to feel
that ruins your life.
I don't want to feel obliged to watch a movie ever again. Like I don't want to have to sit through Suicide Squad or.
I watched the first 10 minutes of Suicide Squad and I had to stop.
Oh.
Yeah. But like, how did I? It went so wrong. They're not like sitting in the edit going.
It's a bit late at that point. It's like the whole point of the edit room is they're trying to just salvage what they can.
But who's the director on Suicide Squad?
Oh, his name is David Ayer, I think.
David Ayer. I think he lost control. Was it creative control in the edit?
Right.
So I'd like to see what his version was going to be.
Andrew Garfield, though, is nominated for Hacksaw Ridge, the Mel Gibson movie, and I hadn't heard about that. And I was kind of...
That's the first time Mel Gibson's been nominated in, since 1995, yeah.
And I was kind of... I think I laughed when I saw he's nominated for Best Director, but I kind because I just thought... Because he's been a bit of a pariah ever since the anti-Semitism stuff, and just going off the rails, but I suppose they Donald Trump's president, so I guess now they're just kind of opening the gates.
Nothing makes sense anymore.
Yeah. Meryl Streep. It's that Florence Foster Jenkins thing she did. Did you see that?
I haven't seen it, no. I've seen her speech at the Golden Globes and I was like, amazing.
Part of me thinks that's why she's got the nomination because nobody saw I haven't seen it, but she seems to be doing this over-the-top Margaret Dumont kind of thing, which...
she's good at that, though.
Like, yeah. It'd be weird to see her play Margaret Dumont, actually, if they were making a film about the Marx Brothers. Maybe more recently, like, was there any films that last year that like were your favourite from last year? I had to write this list of 5 of them for Film Ireland. Okay,
Room.
Yes, Room was in that list definitely.
Yeah,
with like Brie Larson in that. Like, what can you say about that? Like, that was there was no question she wasn't going to win the Oscar. That was a credible performance.
What else? Jeez, I really have to take like a list. I watched so many films that, so I'm not bragging. I watched so much movies. And Ex Machina, I saw last year.
Oh, I love that. That was really good.
And hang on. Between Oceans,
the light between the oceans.
Light Between the Oceans, yes.
You know, I miss
Alicia Vikander and Michael Fassbender
and Rachel Weisz. I love those actors, and I kept thinking I should really see that because those actors are great, but I didn't in the end.
I love Rachel Weisz. There's another actress I like. Female actor.
She doesn't age. She's looked exactly the same for like 20 years as well. She's stunningly beautiful, and I mean the talent she has as well. She's in this thing at the moment called Denial, which is about like Holocaust deniers and stuff. But like she's like, I think she's great in everything. Like she's I want her to play the next James Bond because.
She could do it.
They're not sure if Daniel Craig is coming back, and I think
I don't even think Daniel Craig is sure if he's coming back.
I would love it if they had if Daniel Craig decided to retire, so they said, okay, we'll change things up for the next Bond. We'll make it a woman. Who can we cast? And they'll cast Rachel Weisz just to fuck with Daniel Craig's home life. That would be hilarious to me. Like if they make it Rachel Weisz. What about the term like actor versus actress? Is it? Are we saying actor now?
I've always said actor.
Like it's never meant as a disrespectful thing, but like it's better to just say actor as a general category for now. Yeah.
I've just always said actor. I don't know because it's like being an engineer. You don't say engineeress. You know. I know some people though that love it and love the fact that it's their title, it's their own title. But
I think Chris Rock had that joke when he was hosting the Oscars, that why is there a separate actor and actress category? Is like, can Meryl Streep not beat Robert De Niro? Or is like why does gender come into how good a performance is? I suppose it was another thing they were saying.
Time will tell, I think. Yeah.
I was kind of trying to think what else was... did you see Snowden?
No, I didn't. What did I see? There was a few films I saw at the BFI.
Oh yeah, was this the London Film Festival?
Yes, so Without Name had its UK premiere at the BFI back in October,
I think, yeah.
Yeah. And I went to there was a Lion gala. So you've Dev Patel and Nicole Kidman and Rooney Mara. So it's a really, really lovely film. That's nominated, I think.
Yeah, that's getting... No, Dev Patel was nominated and Nicole Kidman is nominated.
Yeah.
And it's got Best Picture
I think she's amazing in it. She's...
You said as much to her, didn't you?
I was telling you this before. I met her... I went with a friend of mine to the screening, and then I was introduced to her afterwards.
Oh, wow. Was this like a party thing afterwards, or...?
No, it was just straight after the screening. They were all just kind of hanging around the lobby, and everyone was like,
okay.
"Well done, love the film." And my friend was like, "Oh, this is Niamh. She's an actor. Her film's in the festival," and she was being really polite. And out of nowhere, I just said it was the best thing that she'd done in ages, and I meant it as a compliment. But my friend kind of looked at me as if he was going to punch me right in the face. But no, it is because I love her in The Hours. Have you seen The Hours?
Oh, that was years ago.
Yeah, and she's wearing like a prosthetic nose. It's
again, yeah, the kind of the transformation they go through, and so what you meant to say was Lion was such a great performance, well done, but you think it came across like everything since The Hours just in like a dead zone. Just
I didn't mean it that way.
I don't think that
Nicole,
is how
if
you
you're
meant it,
listening, I'm really sorry.
I'm kind of in a gossipy mood now. Is there anyone else you met that you can tell us about?
Oh, Scarlett Johansson at Toronto.
What's she like?
Oh, she's stunning. Oh my gosh, yeah. She's like, you'd see like, you know the way you say like, oh, someone's a movie star, and you look at her and you're like, yeah, that's what a movie star is.
Movie star, like in the old sense of the word,
yeah.
That they're just iconic, and it's not just about the performances. It's like, they just occupy that kind of space.
Yeah, 'cause she did a really cool film. What was it, 2 years ago, called Under the Skin?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, because when I was working on Without Name, kind of in the rehearsal process, Lorcan was like, check out that movie. It's along the same lines tonally as what we were going for.
That makes a lot of sense now that you say it, actually, yeah.
So, if anyone's wondering, check it out.
There was another film from last year that was like an atmospheric horror thriller thing. It was The Witch. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. He was very good, yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
It scared the bejesus out of me.
Very authentic dialogue, very good. The director was a production designer previously, so like I think that's why it's so well designed, but it didn't get any Oscar nominations.
No.
Which I kind of... On the one hand, it's
kind of horror is kind of overlooked, though, I feel.
Yeah.
A bit.
The Shining gets some... No, Silence of the Lambs won like the five big Oscars in 1990, and that was released earlier in the year as well. So I'm not saying The Witch is Silence of the Lambs.
Is that Silence of the Lambs classified as a horror? Is it not like psychological?
Yeah, thriller? I guess it's more kind of thriller into things, I suppose.
Yeah.
I think it's what you were saying about genres, that kind of... It can be a...
it kind of like
blurbish,
pigeonholes
yeah.
people's expectations and what should be expected and what's deserving of, I think.
I don't know why for the technical categories they wouldn't nominate The Witch for things, but
didn't they nominate, was it like last year in the Golden Globes, Wolf of Wall Street was nominated? No, it was the year before.
Yeah.
In the Golden Globes, and it was under Best Comedy or Musical.
Yeah. No, they did it with The Martian last year as well.
Yeah.
And people were like, where Matt Damon's crying on the surface of Mars because he doesn't think he's going to get home again. That's your laugh riot comedy, isn't it? But then it is a movie that has lots of humor in it, so I suppose they classify it like that. But the only other Oscar movie I can think of, or thing that isn't getting Oscars, is Snowden, which I liked and nobody else seems to. But it's Joseph Gordon. It's the best thing Joseph Gordon-Levitt's done in years. I would say that to his face, because he's brilliant at playing Edward Snowden, and Charlene Woodhouse, the Divergent actress, Shailene Woodley is her name, and she's great in it as well. And Nicolas Cage is weird in it, though. It's kind of his performance.
Is Nicolas Cage in it?
Yeah, but his scenes are really distracting because it's just him being his usual self. And it's just kind of like, the rest of this is like a really sort of engaging political movie about what Edward Snowden's going through, but then it's just Nicolas Cage is there. So, I don't know. But I don't know, it seems a bit overlooked, so that's not getting nominated. I mean, if we had any... there were no other role models or people you met during your festival travels, were there?
Oscar Isaac was oddly... We were doing these photos for IndieWire or something, or for the festival, and Rooney Mara was there, and they were just ahead of us, like getting their shots done. So it was very weird. And that was like day 2 of the festival.
So it was separate shots. It wasn't like all.
Yeah, so they were getting in like they were doing kind of profile shots for each of the films that were going to be showcasing at the festival. So Without Name was premiering there, so they were doing like a photo shoot with us all looking dapper.
Did you get to talk to Oscar Isaac at all?
I didn't. I just started singing. I know.
Just shake his hand. I did a scene of yours for an audition.
Check it out. I think
that'd be a cool thing for an actor to hear if they get to the stage where other actors are preparing scenes based on what they did, or like it's like I'm sure he would have been chuffed. Did you have any role models outside of the world of film out of interest?
Oh, what was the classic? My mum.
Aww.
I said that with such like, really? I know. Like my mum is an artist. She paints, and when I was little, I just always can remember just watching her paint, and she could do painting like in an afternoon. I used to think that was the most amazing, most like, you know, fascinating to watch, and yeah, she's such a cool lady as well, you know.
And it sounds like it was
raised 5 children
in a creative environment as well. I suppose is the point, not just raising children, but the fact that she had an artistic outlet, and I suppose you saw that then and was kind of, you know, I can imagine they've been supportive and everything.
Yeah, no, my parents have been really, really supportive, and my sisters and brothers.
Look at you now, sure. You've got 2 shorts at the Dublin Film Festival playing on the 25th of February, and you have Without Name playing on February the 18th. And that should be out in April.
Yes. And then I found out yesterday I was nominated for the Discovery Award.
Congratulations. That's great. So this is the Dublin Film Festival Discovery Award.
Yeah. So cheers, ADIFF. Yeah, that was announced yesterday, along with the Oscars.
And is that awarded at the end of the festival then?
It is, yeah.
Best of luck with that. We'll be
it's
rooting
great
for you.
to be nominated, so it's cool.
Well done. Okay. I suppose, shall we wrap up with the Inside the Actors Studio questionnaire? Since you're here.
What is your favourite
You're making
word?
it big now. Yeah. I think so. The first question is, what is your favourite word?
Oh, really? Okay, we're doing it. What's my favourite word? Yes.
I think that's good. I think it's positive when you're hearing yes. It's like, okay,
Yes.
no. Okay. What's your least favourite word?
No.
You won't take no for an answer?
I'm not taking no. Oh, no, can't. I don't like the word can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, oh, wait a minute. What's the next question?
Or literally, that's another thing. It's like a pet peeve of mine. I was in a cafe yesterday, and this girl was talking about how hot it was, and she described it as like, she's like, I'm literally on fire. And I'm like, no, you're not. You're not literally on fire.
No, the Oxford...
If you are, we're worried here.
No, I hate this because the Oxford English Dictionary, they added to literally a definition that was figuratively, which is the opposite of literally.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing my pain. Are there any other pet peeves you have while we're on the topic?
People talking in the cinema.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why would you even go if you're just going to chat to each other? Just do that outside.
It raises my blood pressure. I'm telling you that. Or like people checking their phones, like to go on to Facebook in the middle, and like because you can see as well, you can see what they're doing.
Yeah, and it's like no one's ever gotten a phone call in a cinema saying like, keep the president on life support, I'll be right there, and they run out. Like, you know, if you're in if you need your phone on, don't be in a cinema.
Don't be in the cinema. Get out.
Yeah, I mean, could you argue though that if a film is good enough, it will hold people's attention, and maybe it's a movie's fault for being boring?
No, I just think people we're trying to fill time with the day, so they just like. I think screens, you see, we're so used to watching TV and then having our phone there and having our laptop open that
yeah,
it's become normal to distract yourself with all these other pieces of information. So
yeah, I still like going to the cinema when I can. So you're going to the cinema quite often?
Yeah, not that I only watch films in cinema, but I try to.
Yeah,
I try to watch them the way that they were purposely meant to be viewed.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I think it
without name.
I think it's a good point about like at home. Kind of, there's so much distraction. Like I've gone off. I got rid of my social media lately because I just find it's a drain on your mental health or something.
Yeah,
you're on the social media though, aren't you?
I am.
Can we find you?
Taken it off my phone though.
But if people want to keep track of what you're doing, are you on Twitter, Instagram?
I know I do.
Facebook,
yeah, people are going to be like, Niamh, you're such a liar. You're on all those. I am. I'm on them all. I'm on Snapchat, Instagram.
You'll be on Twitter at Niamh Algar.
Niamh Algar, yes, at Niamh Algar on Twitter, giving out about people in cinemas.
Yeah, no, your reviews are intriguing. So if people wish to learn more,
I'm on Facebook. Yeah.
Wait a minute, I think I remembered what do you want to do the rest of that questionnaire? Actually, I remembered what it was now.
Go on.
Question 3 was what turns you on, and this is in the sense of like creatively or when you're working with people, kind of what kind of like makes you feel good in that sense. What's a quality you like in people or in things?
Ambition.
Nice. What turns you off? I suppose we just talked about some of your pet peeves.
Ignorance.
That's my answer actually.
Yeah.
I totally did this in my head as well before I came here because I was just kind of like, yeah, no, these are good questions. Question 5 was, what is your favorite noise or sound? or what's one you like hearing?
My niece laughing.
Aw.
Yeah.
What's your least favorite sound?
People talking in a cinema.
Good. Okay, I think you can swear for the purposes of this question. What's your favorite curse word?
Bajingies. Sorry, my sister says this, and I said it once. You know that like fine line between, not a fine line, but you don't know if you're going into a meeting or something. And I was going into a meeting with a director in London, and I didn't know whether I could curse or not because they were English. That's not an excuse, but like, you know, because Irish people tend to do it quite like, it's like it flows in and we don't mean anything by it, or especially when I do it.
Yeah, it's more casual here, I think.
Yeah, but I said it once because I was trying to say something like shite or feck, and I ended up coming out with bajingies. And for it not to be weird, I just kept on saying it throughout the entire meeting. Yeah. So yeah, that's my favourite.
You could sign the contract here. Oh yeah, bajingies. Like, would you use it in different contexts or just always, bajingies?
I think it's a made up word. I think my sister just made it up.
Your sister made it up. And it's just it's reminiscent of Scooby Doo. It's kind of, I think it's a nice, clean sort of curse word. You're setting a good example, I think. Yeah. What job other than your own would you like to attempt? I suppose land surveying, because you've got the training in that now. Or
I've got the training
something
in
else.
That. If it wasn't an actor, I think it'd still be something.
Not that you're looking to change careers, but if you had to do something else.
You put me under pressure now, don't. Something random.
Coal miner it is.
Something that would like stress my dad out even more. Just be like, oh, sweet Jesus Christ.
I'd work in a museum. I think museums are cool places.
Yeah,
for example,
I've gotten to know museums in London.
Oh,
yeah, I'm sure there's like hundreds of them.
Maybe, okay.
Yeah, you were in London recently, weren't you?
I was in London and I was over for like a training course, but I had a free afternoon, so I went to the Kubrick archives at the University of Arts London, Elephant and Castle. Have you been yet?
No, but I heard you need to do you not need to be a student of film in London?
You have to say that you are. What you do is you email this college, if you look at it, if you're into Stanley Kubrick, and it's not lying, you email them and say, hi, I'm interested in blank. So like, he shot Barry Lyndon in Ireland, so it's like I'm researching, unquote, I'm researching the film locations in Ireland when he shot Barry Lyndon. So you say that's what it's for, and you go there, and this is for free. You can go there and they have boxes and boxes of research for all the stuff he hoarded all this research he did, and then his family donated it to this college after he died. So what you can do is you can go in and they'll have the boxes on Barry Lyndon, but you could also say, oh, and I heard about this movie, could I look at this? So you look at what they have, and if you're interested in Kubrick's movies, it's a great thing to do in London. Have you been doing much other cool stuff in London, actually, while you're there? Where's a good place to go?
Where's the place to go in London? I've just about figured out the public transport system. When I say figured it out, I figured out that you can download an app that tells you what tube to get in and out of. Going to the movies, going to the parks.
And any decent cinemas there in particular?
Yeah, there is actually, not to keep on plugging it, but when Without Name was screening in London, it screened in the Curzon, and it's such a cool cinema. It's like supposed to be kind of like the IFI here, or the Lighthouse.
Yeah.
Where they wouldn't, I don't think they play like big Hollywood films or anything like that. And it's just off Soho, which is really nice.
I was in Soho actually, yeah. So I think I know the one you mean.
Yeah, the picture houses as well are nice. They're cool.
Great. Oh wait, hang on. There's 2 questions left on the questionnaire. So we I think we got an answer for what job you would do other than your own.
Oh, did I maybe like a detective, like a spy.
Detective or spy?
Yeah.
Cool.
I think I'd be very good at it.
Great. And what job other than your own would you not want to do ever? I'd hate to work in a bar. Even though that's a very common job, I would just it's just a noisy, horrible place, and so I'd hate that.
Yeah, I've worked in bars.
Yeah, so I couldn't do what you do.
What don't I want to do? Oh God, I don't know, something really horrible, like working in a sewage dump.
Yeah, something like that. It was just something you would never want to do. Yeah. Yeah. Hypothetically,
go on.
If heaven exists and God greets you when you get there, what would you like?
Say?
What would you like them to say to you? I can explain everything. Sorry, something like that, or?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. What would you want them to say?
I would have them say, I can explain everything. That's what I would want to know, because there's just so much hardship in the world, and as long as there's a good explanation for everything, I would accept the existence of God, but at the moment I don't. So
maybe it's like, you can go again. Off you go. Part 2. I don't know.
Part 2 to go again, so you'd want to do life again and again.
Yeah, I don't know. God, I don't know. I don't think about that.
No, just at the moment you're too busy crushing it, the acting career. So
yeah.
Yo. Niamh Algar, thank you very much for joining us, and best of luck with the ADIFF Discovery Award, for which you were nominated.
Cheers.
Hope it goes well. We'll see you at the Dublin Film Festival.
I shall see you then. Thanks for having me.